Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving deep, and I mean deep, into a world where sharks were the least of your worries. Imagine an ancient ocean teeming with creatures so large, so powerful, and so utterly bizarre that even the fiercest shark of today would look like a guppy in comparison. If you're ready for a wild ride into the terrifying depths of prehistoric seas, then stay tuned. And hey, before we get started, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment about which prehistoric monster you'd least like to meet in the ocean. Let's dive in. The oceans we know today might seem dangerous, with sharks, jellyfish, and the occasional orca. But those modern threats are nothing compared to what lurked beneath the waves during the Mesozoic era. Roughly 150 million years ago, during the Jurassic period, the seas were ruled by something far more terrifying than any great white. Forget sharks. The real monsters were marine reptiles known as pliosaurs and plesiosaurs, and trust me, you'd rather face a whole school of great whites than one of these beasts. Meet the ancient titans. First up, let's talk about plesiosaurs. These guys were essentially the apex predators of the Jurassic oceans. Imagine a massive body like a modern crocodile's, but much bigger and with a set of flippers to glide through the water like a torpedo. They had short necks, giant jaws filled with razor-sharp teeth, and the bite force to crush bones like they were potato chips. One of the most infamous of these giants is Liopleurodon. Thanks to pop culture, we're looking at you walking with dinosaurs. You've probably heard that Liopleurodon was a 25-meter, 82-foot super predator. Turns out, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Fossil evidence shows it was more like 6 to 10 meters, 20 to 33 feet, long. Still, that's bigger than any great white shark. Its jaws alone could measure up to 3 meters, 10 feet long, and they were filled with teeth that were basically nature's daggers. Imagine being trapped in the ocean with that. Bigger, badder, and scarier. But wait, Liopleurodon wasn't even the scariest predator in the ocean. Meet Plesiosaurus funke, also known as Predator X. This beast was a certified terror, measuring up to 12 meters, 39 feet long, and weighing over 15 tons. Predator X had a bite force of around 33,000 pounds per square inch. That's over 4 times the power of a T-Rex's bite. With jaws capable of crushing bone and tearing apart prey with ease, it's no wonder this creature was the true king of the Jurassic seas. The long-necked cousins, plesiosaurs. Not all marine reptiles were brute force monsters. Enter the plesiosaurs with their long snake-like necks and paddle-like limbs. These creatures look a bit like the Loch Ness Monster, and for good reason. Nessie's design was inspired by plesiosaurs. But don't be fooled by their graceful appearance. These creatures were agile hunters, snapping up fish and squid with their quick, darting necks. While not as terrifying as plesiosaurs, some plesiosaurs grew to enormous sizes and likely had few predators to fear. The apex predator lifestyle. So what made pliosaurs and plesiosaurs so successful? For one, their adaptations were on another level. With streamlined bodies, massive flippers, and the ability to hold their breath for long periods, they could ambush prey from below like a missile. Their eyes were large, giving them incredible vision even in murky water. And their bite strength? Unmatched. While modern sharks rely on a bite-and-wait strategy to let their prey bleed out, pliosaurs could crush their prey instantly, ensuring a quick, clean kill. Sharks? What sharks? Sharks were around back then, but honestly, they were small-time players in this game. While today's great whites sit at the top of the food chain, prehistoric sharks like Hybodus and Stethocanthus were essentially side characters in this monster movie. These sharks were small and fast, but even the largest prehistoric shark wouldn't have wanted to cross paths with a plesiosaur, an ocean of nightmares. Imagine swimming in these ancient waters. Schools of ichthyosaurs darting past you, plesiosaurs lurking like underwater snipers, and then, boom, a Plesiosaurus funke comes barreling at you like a submarine with jaws. Unlike today's oceans, where humans are the apex predator, you'd be at the bottom of the food chain. Forget swimming for shore. You're not outswimming a pliosaur, the gigantic mystery. In 2023, something even more terrifying was discovered, a vertebra from what may be the largest pliosaur ever found. Estimated to belong to a creature over 14 meters, 46 feet long. This behemoth would have made Predator X look like a baby. Scientists haven't fully classified it yet, but the idea of an even bigger predator lurking in the past is enough to give anyone thalassophobia. That's the fear of deep, open water. Why did they go extinct? Even the most fearsome predators in history aren't immune to the forces of nature. The extinction of marine reptiles like plesiosaurs and plesiosaurs was triggered by the same cataclysmic event that wiped out the dinosaurs. The asteroid impact that struck Earth around 66 million years ago. When the asteroid collided with the Yucatan Peninsula, it unleashed a chain reaction of destruction. Massive tsunamis, wildfires, and a global, nuclear winter effect blocked sunlight for months, possibly years. Without sunlight, marine ecosystems collapsed as plankton, the foundation of the oceanic food chain, died off. With no food to support smaller marine life, the larger predators at the top of the chain, like pliosaurs, had no chance of survival. But it wasn't just the asteroid alone that sealed their fate. Climate change, shifts in sea levels, and increased volcanic activity were already stressing marine ecosystems. As water temperatures fluctuated and habitats shrank, many large marine reptiles found it harder to adapt. While smaller, more versatile species like certain sharks and fish could endure these changes, giant predators like Predator X and Liopleurodon were simply too specialized to survive. Unlike modern sharks, which can adjust their diets and hunting methods, pliosaurs relied on large prey. And with that prey gone, their extinction was inevitable. Their disappearance left a power vacuum in the oceans. After the marine reptiles vanished, new apex predators took their place. This was the era when giant sharks, like Megalodon, rose to dominance. These prehistoric sharks, which appeared millions of years after pliosaurs disappeared, became the new kings of the ocean. It's a stark reminder that nature abhors a vacuum. When one apex predator dies out, another rises to claim the throne. What's left today? While the massive pliosaurs and plesiosaurs are long gone, the oceans today still harbor creatures that could give you chills. One of the most notable modern monsters is the colossal squid, Mesonicoteuthis hamiltoni, a deep-sea giant that can grow up to 14 meters, 46 feet long. Unlike its extinct prehistoric counterparts, the colossal squid uses long tentacles lined with sharp, swiveling hooks to grab and immobilize prey. Battles between colossal squids and sperm whales have been witnessed through scarring found on whale skin, hinting at deep-sea showdowns, worthy of a Jurassic ocean horror film. The idea that such colossal creatures still roam the abyss fuels our collective fear of the unknown depths. But it's not just squids. Deep-sea sharks like the goblin shark, Mitsukurina austoni, or the frilled shark, Chlamydocelychus anguineus, look like relics of another era. These living fossils have barely changed in millions of years, surviving by adapting to the harsh, low-light conditions of the deep ocean. Then there are creatures like giant isopods, essentially oversized armored sea bugs that evoke a sense of alien horror. While they aren't predators, their bizarre appearance reminds us that not all monsters have to be killers to give us nightmares. In many ways, the ancient terror of the seas still lingers today. We may not have Liopleurodon or Predator X lurking beneath the waves, but the unknown vastness of the ocean keeps us on edge. Scientists estimate that over 80% of the world's oceans remain unexplored, meaning there could still be undiscovered creatures lurking in the abyss. Modern sea monsters may not match the size or power of Jurassic-era predators, but they continue to fuel our deepest fears of what lies beneath. Would you survive? Surviving in a Jurassic ocean would be nearly impossible. The predators of that era, like Predator X, Plesiosaurus funke, and Liopleurodon, were perfectly evolved killing machines. With jaws capable of exerting up to 33,000 pounds of force, Predator X could crush bones like twigs, while Liopleurodon's razor-sharp teeth could impale prey in a single strike. Unlike modern sharks, which sometimes test bite before committing, these creatures attacked with full force from the start. Their hunting style was closer to that of an orca, fast, calculated, and utterly ruthless. Once they detected movement, there was no chance to outswim, outmaneuver, or outlast them. Escape options were non-existent. Swimming away was futile since creatures like Predator X were faster and more agile. Hiding in crevices or underwater caves might sound like a plan, but it would only delay the inevitable. These predators had excellent maneuverability and could corner prey with ease. Even if you had modern gear, flippers, scuba tanks, or harpoon guns, it wouldn't help. Your reaction time would be too slow, and their ambush tactics would leave you with no chance to fight back. In reality, the moment you splashed into the water, you'd become prey. In summary, survival in a prehistoric oceans would be a hopeless endeavor. Unlike the relative safety of today's waters, where humans have tools, boats, and safe zones, the Jurassic seas were dominated by unstoppable marine reptiles. The concept of playing dead wouldn't work, and swimming for safety would only draw more attention. If you found yourself in this scenario, your odds of survival wouldn't just be low, they'd be zero. If you've made it this far, congratulations! You've survived the scariest ocean tour imaginable. From Liopleurodon to Predator X, we've seen that sharks had nothing on these prehistoric sea monsters. But which creature scared you the most? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. After all, who doesn't love a good prehistoric monster story? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for more deep-sea terror and ancient adventure.